Box is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck. UPS delivers a chance to win 4 tickets to the Daytona 500. Log on to foxsports.com, keyword UPS Racing to enter. Jimmy Johnson is our race leader at 39 laps, working the second caution of the day. This one for debris. We picked up this conversation with the Jimmy Johnson team.
When I got the 24 behind me, maybe let me know where that outside car is relative to the 24, because I can move up. Jeff's trying to follow me, and I can move up then, and he'll follow me, and he won't get hung out like he did. You follow what I'm saying?
That's 10-4.
There you see the Fox tracks in right there. Pace car dropping them off at about 70 miles per hour. That's the pace car speed around this racetrack. Of course, Jimmy Johnson talking about his teammate Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, just trying to form some strategy of what they can do on the racetrack. Let's see how fast they are by the time they reach the start-finish line going through the gearbox. Well over 100 miles an hour before they even get to the start-finish line.
And as we go back to green, NASCAR would not allow Steve Park to return to the track until his spoiler was repaired, so he is 2 laps down.
He's got his teammate back here with him as they come through the trial. Well, Dale Jr., he had to stay in there an extended period of time getting that left front worked on as well, and they are way back behind the lead pack right now.
That's going to be the best thing they can do, Darrell, and hopefully catch a caution and sit there and run together, because 2 cars will be much faster than 1 car by itself.
There were times here when we used to think, hey, let's 5 or 6 of us fall back off of that lead pack and run together, and if we need to, we can chase them down. We'll see how it works for these 2 guys, because we know their cars are fast. Maybe they can chase that lead pack down.
Well, we'll make a note. They are 14 seconds behind the leader when they came to the green flag. Now they've knocked that down to 10 seconds.
And I think as long as the lead pack is slicing and dicing, they will be able to gain some ground on that pack as long as they're running side by side like this.
Yeah, if they can get a few stragglers there, you know, to kind of get a little help off of as they come up through there, they'll work their way back up there. They're fast enough.
And Park is now Junior's wingman. I mean, he's 2 laps down. He's not in a position to win this race, but he's in a great position to help his teammate.
How about Mike Wallace in that 09 car? After qualifying, he was the 37th qualifier. They were loading their car in the truck. When they disqualified David Green, they said, hey, unload your car. You're now the 36th qualifier. You're in the show. And here they are running in the top 10.
Mike Wallace, 13th. You see the gap. It's only 1.3 seconds. Back of the leader, Jimmy Johnson.
He drove that car to a top 10 finish at Daytona, too, so that car's good.
Has Ernie Elliott engines in it. This is the James Finch team that runs the 1 car with Jamie McMurray and David Stremme in the Busch Series.
Whoa, and he just got a nerf from Tony Raines as they came past the start-finish line. Everything settled out, though.
Well, you know that we always talk about bump drafting. There's a time and a place for that. But when the guy in front of you is in the turn or turning, that is not the time or the place. You need to be going in a straight line when you start doing that bumping.
Riding with Kenny Wallace here in the 23 car, running up there in second. You know, Mike, and you and I were talking about this the other day. It's almost like no matter what Kenny Wallace has been in here, he's always ran well here at Talladega.
You know why, Larry? He told me he learned a lot from Andy Petrie racing here. He drove Petrie's car. Petrie was one of the first guys to come with that really 500-pound front springs and sucking the car down. And Kenny told me he learned a lot. And bump stops, he learned a lot from Andy Petrie.
And a pretty sharp guy over there working on this car. You worked with him, Felipe Lopez.
Yeah, Felipe is really sharp.
This track has produced a lot of first-time winners. In fact, in the first 14 years of the fall race, which was the Talladega 500, nobody won it twice. And a lot of drivers, Bobby Hillin comes to mind, Richard Brickhouse, Ron Bouchard, got their first victory right here.
Lenny Pond.
Bill Parsons.
Bill Parsons.
When I think about Kenny Wallace, though, who can ever forget 2 or 3 years ago, him and Dale Earnhardt working their way through the field, working together, coming from about 21st to 1st in about 3 or 4 laps. Up through the middle.
Jerry Nadeau is one of the cars that have come back from the garage, back into the race. Add Todd Bodine and Mark Martin to that list. But you see Nadeau, his rear spoiler has a bit of a problem. They black flagged him to work on that a little further.
Jimmy Spencer in the 7 car just came out, but Darrell, when he went by us here, there's no front end on that race car. He'll never be able to maintain minimum speed, but if he can complete 1 lap, he will pick up quite a number of positions.
There's Nadu running with no hood. I mean, he's got about a half a car out there. The army of one is down to a half.
Dale Jarrett at 20th place. Got bumped by Tony Stewart in the melee in turn 1. Just got a little bit of damage to the rear of the car.
There you see he's about 2 seconds behind our leader right now. Jimmy Johnson, watch the miles per hour, just barely varies. Remember, they're running around this racetrack wide open.
You heard
never
the engine, heard the engine change tunes just a little bit. He run up on the back of Jimmy Johnson, had to ease out the throttle, and you saw how quickly it affected the speed.
Matt Kenseth in the middle on Kevin Harvick. Ricky Craven, the 32 inside.
Looks like Biffle got his car cooled down. He's back up in there pushing and shoving a little bit.
And how about Dale Jr.? He hasn't gained much more ground, Jeff. 11.8 behind the leader.
Well, right there at the very start of this restart, he was 14 seconds behind. He cut it down 4 seconds when everybody was kind of mixing it up on the second lap. But since then, he and his partner right there, Steve Park, slowly but surely lost ground to the leaders. They're losing almost 4/10 to a half a second a lap right now, running like they are. They really need for these guys up front to start mixing it up if they want to close ground on these guys.
They sure mixed it up just then. Greg Biffle and Robbie Gordon got together. The pack separated, and they went 3 wide with Gordon to the outside, 3 abreast.
I think the biggest salvation Dale Earnhardt Jr. in particular would be a caution flag to get him caught back up. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with that right there.
Yeah, what he hopes is some of that tape and the sheet metal that's been taped back on those cars will fly off, and they'll have a debris caution.
More on Dale Jr. Here's Matt.
Mike, he was just relaying to his spotter, Ty Norris, to tell Steve Park's starter, Stevie Reeves, to run on the bottom. If we're going to catch him, we need to be on the bottom. They're relaying that message.
That's a good point. Take the short way around.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up quite a bit of speed before they can close up on this lead group up here. I tell you, I've been in a situation like this before. When that big pack up there is running together, you're a second slower. I don't care how many cars you get around you when you're that far back.
12 seconds back to Junior from the leader, Jimmy Johnson. Kenny Wallace the second, Kurt Busch third, Sterling Marlin and Jeremy Mayfield in the Aaron's 499 on Fox.